Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are with Ken Wapnick, PhD, in his journey through the text of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on Chapter 5, Healing and Wholeness. We are picking up our reading in the Decision for Forgiveness. So this statement implements the right choice. 769. I want to decide otherwise because I want to be at peace. Aware at last that there is a choice between the ego and Holy Spirit, we learn that if we choose to hear God's voice, we will be rewarded by an abiding sense of peace, which could never be the case if we chose the ego. The ego's version of peace constitutes attacking evildoers and feeling triumphant. We perhaps beat our chests in exhilaration, but the good feeling never lasts, unlike the Holy Spirit's, whose peace forever undoes the guilt that is the source of all conflict and stress. 7.6.10. I do not feel guilty because the Holy Spirit will undo all the consequences of my wrong decision if I will let Him. This is forgiveness's third step. Again, it is not that the Holy Spirit actively does anything. He is not a person in our minds who acts. Bringing our mistaken choice, the darkness of our illusions, to His light of truth, automatically undoes the consequences of guilt. If we are in a darkened room and switch on the light, the darkness is gone. The light has not done anything to the darkness. Its presence simply shined it away. Analogously, the Holy Spirit does not do anything to the ego. Its guilt-shrouded darkness is dispelled when we bring it to His light of forgiveness. He does not take the ego from us. Our decision-making minds merely choose against it. Since we made the mistake, we are the only ones who can undo it. It is we who do the work. 6.6.11. I choose to let Him by allowing Him to decide for God for me. Again, this is the third step of the process of forgiveness, which reflects the joyful outcome of our right-minded decision. By choosing the Holy Spirit as our teacher, we have in effect decided for God, allowing the Holy Spirit to decide for us. This is how the 5th chapter ends, and in this early movement of our symphony we can discern an outline of the rest of the course. Jesus has taught us to understand why we choose the ego and how it has not helped us, how much better we will feel if we accept responsibility for our distress, disease, and despair, and finally, to recognize that the choice for true hope lies in our mind, where we can choose His peace and love instead of the ego's conflict and judgment. Before I leave this subject, I want to cite some other passages in A Course in Miracles that describe forgiveness without actually mentioning the word. These reflect the teaching that we cannot reach heaven by separating from others. Needless to say at this point, the statement that salvation is a collaborative venture, from chapter 4, does not mean that we must literally do something behaviorally with another person or be with everyone all the time, but only that we will not feel peace if we exclude anyone in our minds. Jesus' teaching is only about the need to exclude and any judgments that accompany such exclusion. This continues the important theme of realizing that exclusion keeps us from heaven, while inclusion brings us to heaven's gate, for we would have undone the barriers of separation that had heretofore divided us. We cannot know heaven's oneness as bodies living in the world, but we can reflect its simple truth by not seeing differences among the sonship. Indeed, this vision, which looks past form to the mind's content, is the essence of healing. And I will pick up reading these quotes tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining with me. I will see you then. Have a most beautiful day. I love you.